Hey everybody, Retrofied here, and today marks the 1 month mark until the Switch 2 releases. So to celebrate that, I'm going to be releasing a video every single day up until the Switch 2 comes out. So today, tomorrow, a week from now, there's going to be a video uploaded every day talking about the Switch 2, talking about games, talking about just Nintendo in general. And I'm really excited to share all this content and just celebrate the release of the Switch 2 with you guys, because I'm really excited for it and I hope you guys are too. This is probably my first Nintendo system launch where I'm like actually in it. I've said in older videos, but I didn't even know about the Switch when it first released. So for the Switch 2, I'm really excited for it because I actually get to be a part of it. So before we start, I hope you guys got your pre-order, because I know I got mine. I waited outside for 3 hours in the rain outside GameStop to get one. But if you did or if you didn't, leave a comment below telling me your experience with pre-ordering it. I know a lot of the websites crashed that night, or I know a lot of people waited outside of GameStop like me. So let's start the first video in this month-long marathon. So the Switch 2 is still a month away, which means that there's time for a new Direct. And in the Switch 2 Direct that we got about a month ago, not a lot of holiday releases were shown. So it makes sense for a lot of them to be revealed pretty soon before or right after the system launches, so more people get hooked into buying it. So today I'm going to be talking about what I think and what I hope we get for the first year of the new system. So starting out, obviously we're going to be getting a lot of games this year, but I want to talk about more of what we're going to get for the system, what's going to be shown off leading up to its launch, what's going to be shown off after its launch by consumers. So first off, we're definitely getting new Joy-Con colors. It looks a bit weird with the system how there is the red and blue indent inside of the actual Switch, but I don't think that we're not going to get other colors because of that. If anything, I think the red and blue rails are going to stay on all the controllers, and we might get some muted tones or just colors that pair well with blue and red. But I think we're definitely getting more colors because Joy-Con sold like crazy for the Switch. Not just because of Joy-Con drift, but because there were so many color options. And you can see this back to the Wii, even before the Wii, going back to the N64. With the Funtastic series, there were so many different color options for people to choose, and just get a bunch of colors for their friends and to have multiple controllers. So I think if we're getting a Direct coming up soon, we're definitely going to be getting an in-depth look at a lot of smaller features, like the return of Download Player, whatever the new name for it is. We're definitely going to be getting a look at how that works. We're going to be getting a look at if there are any inner workings in the settings that we haven't seen yet. We're probably going to be getting a look at how it runs well on the dock more, and just if there are any new additions to the UI or to the system that we haven't seen yet, or we haven't got an in-depth look at yet. We're definitely going to be seeing a lot more of that. Alright, so next I want to get into the actual games of the system. So I think obviously what we're all waiting for is a new 3D Mario game. I think that a major 3D Mario game, the size of Mario Odyssey or even bigger, is going to be very far away. And not very far as in 3 years, but probably not this year. While Mario Odyssey did release a couple months after the Switch came out, it was announced when the Switch was announced. And we haven't gotten an announcement yet. And also, Donkey Kong Bonanza is our Odyssey 2. If you've seen the Nintendo Treehouse gameplay presentation of the game, it's Odyssey 2 with Donkey Kong. And I'm so excited for it because it's a 3D platformer with Donkey Kong that's in the style of Super Mario Odyssey. So it's going to be a good middle ground between Odyssey and our next game. And for this next game, I think it's going to be a complete redo of 3D Mario. While every 3D Mario game basically already does that, I think this is going to be completely something we've never seen. I think the open world is going to be huge. Kind of what we saw with Bowser's Fury, how there was one just connected world. I think Nintendo is going for more of that with their newer games. With Mario Kart World redoing the series, adding an open world, I think Nintendo is going to do the same thing with 3D Mario. So next, a game that I really want to see and maybe will be announced is Luigi's Mansion 4. I made a video probably about 10 years ago begging Nintendo to release Luigi's Mansion 3 because I had just finished Dark Moon and I was very eager to play the next game. And a couple of years after that, Nintendo did. So, Nintendo, if you're watching this, then you know what? Make Luigi's Mansion 4. Luigi's Mansion 3 was one of the best selling games on the Switch, so we're definitely going to be getting a sequel, and it's been 6 years since our last game. And if you look at when Dark Moon came out and when Luigi's Mansion 3 came out, there was a 6-year gap. Now let's hope they don't do what they did with Luigi's Mansion 1 and Dark Moon where there's a 12-year gap, but we're definitely going to be getting a Luigi's Mansion 4 soon. And I don't know what this game could be, whether it is a return to basics with just one mansion or some crazy new place that no one could even think of, or if it's going to be a complete reinventing of the series, just like how we're seeing with Mario Kart. I think this could be a new tactic Nintendo is doing with their games. Donkey Kong Bonanza is a complete redoing of Donkey Kong. He's only gotten games that are in 2D recently. His last 3D game was Donkey Kong 64, which was completely different than Donkey Kong Bonanza. I think Nintendo's going to go for a strategy of redoing their franchises for a new chapter of their games. So next, I think we're going to see some crazy wacky game with the mouse control. We already got the basketball game, and you could count Welcome Tour as that too. But we're definitely going to see some new game, kind of like ARMS, that really uses the mouse controls. And speaking of mouse controls, I think we're going to get a lot more PC games for the Switch. In the system settings, it does allow for a USB keyboard to be attached to the Switch 2, which means the Switch 2 could act as a PC. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot more games like maybe The Sims 4 or even Gary's Mod for the Switch 2. We're definitely going to be getting a lot more simulation games. I'm pretty sure they already showed off Civilization for the Switch 2, but we're going to be getting a lot more PC games for the Switch, which is an incredible thing when you realize that this thing is portable and it's half the price of the Steam Deck. So next, I think we're going to be getting what everybody's been saying for years, but I think we're finally going to get it, an Ocarina of Time remake or a remaster of Ocarina of Time 3D.
Simple question. Will you be the hero of time? Are you ready to save Princess Zelda in 3D?
Be prepared. Watch out. Things around you. Things will be changing.
Welcome back, old friend. No pressure.
It's not unheard of for Nintendo to remake a game that's already been remade, or at least re-release or remaster a game that they've already remade. But I think Ocarina of Time being still the highest rated game of all time, Nintendo is going to want to have a fresh new version of this game. Whether that be a retelling of Ocarina of Time or whether it be just a better looking version of Ocarina of Time, I think we're finally going to be getting that remake. So I think next we could be getting a new 99 game. And what I mean by that is Tetris 99, F-Zero 99, and how there was Mario 35. But I think we're going to be getting a new 99 game because Nintendo is pushing this big play together campaign for the Switch 2 with the ad for Paul Rudd and just game chat in general. Nintendo's going for a much more community strategy for the Switch 2, so I think we're going to be getting a new kind of battle royale multiplayer game like another 99 game. And I don't know what it could be, but one idea that I have which would lead into another huge thing for the first year is Super Mario 99. Now, we already got Super Mario 35, which was basically Super Mario Bros. With 35 going against each other. Now, whether they do that again, but it's 40, I don't know. And it could be not just Super Mario Bros. It could be different versions of Mario games. Imagine Super Mario 64, but with 99 players all going against each other to beat the game or to get a level done or get a star. I think that would be so much fun. And with the 40th anniversary of Mario, that's going to be a big thing for this year. And it's going to be such a big thing that I'm not going to talk about it in depth today. But tomorrow's video will be all about the 40th anniversary of Mario and what I think is going to happen for it, what I think is going to come out. Because that lands on this year, which is the launch of Nintendo's new system, which is crazy. So I think the main big thing we're going to be seeing for this year are Switch 2 editions of games. And that sounds really stupid, kind of, that, oh, Nintendo's big thing is just re-releasing their old games. But it's not when you look at, this is new DLC and better graphics and upgrades for these games. For a lot of their big games on the Switch, I don't think they're just gonna give it better graphics and call it a day. I think for some games like Smash Bros, Switch Sports, Pikmin, and maybe even Mario Odyssey, we're going to be getting full-fledged DLC, full new DLC if the game already had DLC, but we're going to be getting more additions to those games. Because with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, we got a mobile app for it that connects to the game, which is crazy. And for Kirby, we're getting a new DLC, and same thing with Mario Party Jamboree. That's a full new DLC that's coming with it. So I think Nintendo just wanted to show some of their first, couple games to get people being like, oh wow, that's really cool. Switch 2 editions of games. And then whenever the Switch releases, they're going to say, oh well, in December, we're going to have a Switch 2 edition of Smash Bros. With an entire new fighter pass for it. And people are going to eat this up. They're going to go, wow, I love Smash Ultimate, and it has a new DLC only for the Switch 2. So I think that is what we're going to see leading up to the Switch 2, is more Switch 2 editions. I believe they've already announced a couple versions, like just better graphics, but they haven't said any new DLC. And they're not just going to do DLC for Mario Party and Kirby. They're going to do it for a lot of their games. So wrapping up, I definitely am just so excited for the Switch 2. And Nintendo always throws us curveballs where we never really know what they're going to do. So these predictions could be wrong like tomorrow or later today. We don't know yet. And that's the fun thing about this month, is that we don't know what's going to happen with the Switch 2. In 3 years, some crazy thing could happen to the Switch 2. But we just don't know about it yet. And that's why I'm so excited for the launch of this console. I'm so excited to be an early adopter of it, I guess you could say. I'm just really excited to get this system in my hands and play it and get to experience it with you guys. So if you're excited for this month-long marathon leading up to the Switch 2, drop a like, subscribe so you see tomorrow's video about the 40th anniversary, and leave a comment telling me what other videos you would like to see. And just what you're hyped up about for the Switch 2. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.